many parts. A man, as I've described, as a man with no filters. Neopebian, Obeka, no, I feel free. Kofi Amoabeng actual book. Na and not na say no. Mpesa me ne twetwe ho nkomo na me bisa ne say na and no so efrehin. Mr. Amoabeng mache.
Yeah, no come.
Boko de.
Nyamada Roma.
Na last time in who studio Hannah, you're in your 50s. Ache pa be 15 years ago. Or close to that. Well into 15 years, but Ache near old studio hall. The other place. Na nyame adoma aka busumi be mi enu piensa pi no 70 years.
Nyame adaroma.
Why be one? Yeah.
My check you.
Yeah.
70.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Kofi Amoabeng will be 17 February. What's your secret, Kofi?
What's it?
I didn't know your secret. Then you Janazo still.
I never be. I saw a discipline, Kakra. I just 40, so be able to me different 4 bars. I just 40 for the past 6 years.
Really?
I just 40 na me phone Kakra. I didn't to her say, hey, I can't woo on our phone. But I may transform me home.
Hey, where Jai Fufudi? Obia send 70. Wow, yeah. Kofi Amoabeng will be 70 in about 2 months. May of November, about 3 months.
Yeah.
Book. Ever send a Kofi book.
Kwame na this metro. Onum say abroche baby a document. Me ba na mo kan football ho asem anka penalty onye penalty be document 50 years time. E betimi ayi aka ho asem aka ne ye bo aka no ne a aka nyina.
Yeah.
Enti no mani so say bibia mo metro book na for nkwala e ba no e business no ade no. No begin experience from the book. Come papa o no say experiences can be very expensive. But our swembra na so kan ade a obetenya ne free. And the book is actually dedicated to one personal business, one business school, and it says human ho abano kra kase yero na aban ye juma ma. And being an entrepreneur is prime. And na ne betimi idea boy ya kakra no say ye be share experience ama ne document no one who say be fan be business on fa. And the other my metro book.
And dear now Obeka say o book no mintia suade then the pointers ni bia obi kind book no benya wo.
Bebre kwame. O ye business Ghana thing too. Una say ya ka say yin papa to start off with. You know when I me ka me nipa you start a business one way share one a quantity fast so one way just go into ya and I feel never betting I build a company from almost zero. So I started saying nipa 4 many nipa 3 and a table back from one room nanka cranny problems you go through so that what kind now who problems not just say and at the front no who say what shall support so now what to me anya akukudro area farm. And I feel so any paboni for me so on by veggies scanning account the fast and so you know my church know again so your business now oh my busia and I say oh could you busia and I say be now there is all expect and the regulators as in Bank of Ghana in your case you know issues I know halfway and also so I try to explain and also advise how to deal with regulators. The government position is also explained, and then we have also the history where I'm coming from, the military side, how to be disciplined, how to be about business, and how to relate to owner staff and love them and care for them to build a good company and so on and so forth. The eneman baby.
If you say military no, a wow, and I say udi echiri dodo, Emma essay niya baby mao.
Come send out here now. Me, I don't believe anything as a son. But to come back to your question, military no any shape of my life. Me started from time maybe come military. Why I went to the military, and how I was changed completely. Me cry from Kofi Amoabeng no take disco, bro, chin, no day, to that never friends say chacha. Me po na me two chacha sa.
Oh, two chacha.
I did by the 10 next canasa say be an ayeka. And I may change it completely, want to the army and change completely to a more disciplined person. I would say without doubt to say education menya pa me value a military.
Wow.
More than the degrees and chartered accountants and things like that.
Chartered accountant, former army officer, businessman. What for more? Would you say Aban you and New Year? On money when Nini?
Aban there. Are supposed to represent the people. Some the panel choose Aban.
Yeah.
And then the panel choose Aban won't pay. And Aban Baba assess the situation where this I say na meya ma minipa. So because nipa Aban many year. Na just Ghana for you and enemy in the year go and they choose Aban I make a decision for them. And me fight and never be share me moon fight yao. Abanesa and I say we answer there ni here any nkwane ahode now go so now where your time in a few years abeyare
Nature me bisa san sen konkonsa de bebere me cho se wa wati
oh maso krabu
wa wati bi
bebere
sanya if you say ya sheda na ya sheda na fine o banka ye tu mana ye gifru nsem no o ka ho bi ana se you said there could have been better ways.
No credit says, and a bank no agent and nanso. Our meeting near regulators can send a band to me.
Yeah.
So near the kind of a bank no, I go through problems. But one thing is a business BI you go through problems. It doesn't matter how big you are. I abandon nobody say you closing it down because it's that bad or you ain't bailing it out because it's dear to the country, and the government deciding to pay on behalf of the people, in the best interest of the people. And Abana decides that you to position in a bank and do no, won't bail you out, na so on close, and so be it. You know, close.
You are not bitter.
No. Kwame, what's my 70 I'm here come as I know, but the bit I say one come away. And the me to be piano and yes, you get on with your life.
Book 1, 2, 3. Say 1 na aba. 2 ebeba also your 70th birthday.
Yeah.
3 beba da bang.
3 no bombs be woman to them say one after bombs. What do they say me wa court? Apart from that back na dey na ya dey assign me passport na me san wo court tin me kan bia ese me dwen ho ye because wo court ye nkan adwen bebre sa because we are na acquire contempt of court tin book 3 no me hwe se na court no be ko court no ye wie eno dey book 3 launch say asebia no awone friend say o judge beka against you. And book 3 be delay kakra. Book 2 no will be during next year. And yes, exactly on my birthday, but during next year when I'm 70.
Book 1, watch in your back kakra. Book 2 then. At least one me say book 3 no. Obeto to bombs kakra. But then you try in court now has an ebe. Into book 2 then. Book
2 no. When you say UT you're starting an error problem. Book 1 are the humble beginnings.
Yeah.
Then he has struggled to get money, struggled to get offices and to hire people. Book 2 is when we got successful. That's so I know you're basically about how we build a successful company. How are these structures? We put structures in place, HR policies, put IT in the business, and expanded the business branches. But in the end, we had about 16 branches. We branched even to South Africa, to Nigeria, and all those things. And then I changed them book 2, so that company know how to build and expand their companies and build strong institutions.
Kofi you be anipa bebre nim say o ka wadwen. O cheda nsura de me ma kasa woni filters nti ya na eti book 1 ya wa chiro yi obi o mu a waka na asem officer nya na there and obi ebisa say asem okay there when me have you gotten those reactions?
Kwame no kre me ntwa ntro enti asem a obeka make sure that no kre the no ba no be say oh yeah na wanye so yeah there and ya na obeka say man kan yi na say dey enti we kwa no semene George na church show enti bi a say na meka na George dey so akra guso no ma fa sa because Ghana for I know time doors.
This will be interesting. Just say you didn't you kakra guso mponi.
Oh so mpa.
Hey. Me my kind mum na nso mponi. But ubon crofodin. You mention names as a
one more din na send out one as the same. Me see ni penny. And I see ni nya bone so I had somewhere see and obi an so kwa ho kyerem the book no because I can send na ye ho kyerem a won boy na bia ekwa anim no eten ya yen so bia boy ni pako no enya dia madwin say me say obi
okay
there you have to as a story no ye complete and clear send a bear obi kan no say yes no kra na American so me de be me ho adwuma na kweza na nsem say na obi ba na bakon ka say na afa na asem na nsi hwe so it's up to you so be decide we believe and not believe but say can say nipa way and by time I call any and I say na see there na fe utu say yes asem a ye kan book no e general na so
and so far unya reaction bia
I'm say earlier but reaction be bia ni ho a misro so ja be kan o TV so say go for be je lo wo me ho ye say I don't know kan and I'm say lo nje no kra no enya de bone obi o person improve no julo but Ghana for na so ko julo you say here I don't know lo ye at the bone so wa be bia no no ma he we na be say enfa na ompe wo ye ana wa anye in the end that's all pass so court so me hold that and the can when you
you benya book ni bi way
book no there
copy
yeah distribute to be airport shell Osu total station but open book nook we call one site one the deliver mount and Kingdom Books and EPP bookshops. You go so distribute to batch on a total so be
okay.
And maybe we'll even try and get Nipa B to sell some in traffic because Ghana for MP reading to know we have to push it to them because it's a very good book. We took 3 years to
3 years
to make sure say we get it right. And one thing some a person say Berman Kofi interest in reading so about and interested in a nipa want to book be on reading be on one day no can read also until fan to
yeah
I don't know Kwame how long it take you with your busy schedule
1 weekend between Friday evening by Sunday we are be 2-3 o'clock in Mary
oh you are you know and I mean we'll be on book within about 7 hours
no can read
or say damn correct. In the one can be
because that is how I describe it: gripping and put downable. Yeah. So I have a copy here. Mom, we're here on social media. Moving home, the UT story. It says Captain Prince Kofi Amoabeng retired. The UT story, Volume 1. Humble beginnings with George Bentum Esiao, and I cover no. I share soja tadefa. No, I share business suit to sofa. And nature is in a pampem. Inti. Ofa.
Chamanjero.
One book ni bi.
Ma to bi kra.
Na it's quite an interesting read and ever had said ubenya ada January kan bi.
Nya da just say media dey ba ko manage ho.
I can
private sector so.
And the writing style is very simple, easy to read. And yet convoluting basa brofa kesi bia. Na worry.
Grandpa.
Na
Bro, for the view.
But fuck us in the view.
oh, a crew BNB and more in you.
Come back in my rabble. 2 years you have them no casa. Grandpa, over there, it's an honor just to be in the same place with this man. Now, we are from a quick, the book is about the struggle, the fight for overcoming and discipline and making sure you're able to prepare yourself for life and as
Quite an interesting.
Book since I mean to fan to since I do page 15 in just a few minutes. Well, I think that first of all, you ain't to book the UT story in your ankle to book because or a part of Ghana consciousness from the business point of view, from overcoming from soldier coming into private sector. And when the time piano soldiers in the private sector because of the word discipline. And that makes us all put to BBI together. I'm working with Major retired Albert Donchevi.
Okay.
No, we are today Major Ba. Behind him there is about discipline and putting things in place. Into a UT story in a bay of a soldier or or working in a difficult area of lending. And I have bad habits of not wanting to pay. And putting in structures to try and get people. What about story demo? The UT story. Now, what branded? What branded? Name Kofuna. What recover Sikano? Oh, man. What branded? Name Kofuna.
What class are you? What can you collect?
When you must say the car. So yeah, what branded? Name China. What story day? Nazina. Why Jim Ricardo? Here's the person. I'd say, yeah, unique situation. Or devise strategies to deal with the situation. Or try there. Now when you maybe or import air condition. See how open market. Also import air condition. 20 million, 2,000 CDs now.
Or SSB.
Now one farmer.
Not so what.
Or ginger papa any business opportunity be shred. Or drink or ginger now. Says here ultimate build the UT story. Grandpa, these things say who dreams na be a day say temporary 1 year. Quadrin kwan fofra esabefa na abana etum ama adina ye. Nti Captain retired Prince Kofi Amoabeng ne Kofi na wa
Captain Kofi Amoabeng retired.
Kofi Amoabeng retired.
Yes, not Captain retired.
Captain Prince Kofi Amoabeng retired.
Exactly. So the rank is not retired. It's the person who's retired.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The captain, the rank stays forever. Yes, sir. The duality of the man. It's suit on one side, ni soldier on the other side, or represented the duality. Makes a conflict or going through from a private person to a more refined person. And bringing that energy back to the private sector. Grandpapa, elder papa, you're celebrating because for me, one of the heroes in our society. And you see the nature of business, Grandpapa. The nature of business, on your other rules you.
Yeah,
a very, very difficult terrain. And I know earlier today. The way I was taking I respect him so much. Grandpa, yes, you have them when you may move you. But the way I don't know where to my taking in there, the decisions that others make, was not his decision. And there are always difficulty with businesses. It's the nature of business, the struggle of business. But when others make their decision as to how they deal with you now, on yet as to why you did that or why you have taken those decisions. And so I expanded there. He doesn't look at it as individuals. They're Ghana for now. He take a decision more or less to do what was done to him. It's a collective I've listened to him carefully. While taking the high road, when you're sure they say at my development, you know.
But as American, my boy sees here page 237.
Yeah.
We had numerous recalcitrant clients.
237.
Yeah, who forced our hand into adopting drastic measures against them. And even though we did not use any form of weapons whatsoever in our operations, because the clients owed us, their psychology tended to be docile, and they gave us the upper hand to impose our robust recovery methods on them. Robust.
Robust, to say the least. To say the least.
And governor of the Bank of Ghana was saying interest in Dr. Paul Aqua. Okay, Kebi Chen. Anyway, so for
the move from financial institution to a bank, you know. Then some of these measures, you know, you couldn't employ.
Where book one?
Oh, where book one? Oh, me I'm the master the whole life. I've studied your life from a distance, and I've appreciated it.
Thank you.
And I have loved you for it. And I think we must all continuously pray for you to be strong. Mike Tyson, the downfall of a man is never the end of his life.
Yeah.
And I know that with your life.
Now bank gonna follow you, no man follow.
Yeah, that's right. You haven't gone anywhere. You haven't gone anywhere. You haven't gone anywhere.
Personal downfall.
The businesses that we go through, the ups and downs, is never the downfall. And this man will definitely rise because it is his nature to do so. He has continuously done. I mean, if you look at the book From Humble Beginnings, this kakakra no nya no the gamble na say or changing the life or the discipline the the best friends were punishing no in the military just to straighten him up and all of those things. But kakakra no you them to me fun too.
Unfortunately for Ato, NDC lost the 2000 elections to NPP. I leave the rest to you. I don't mention any names. Ken and his partner Kelly Gajekpo came to me bearing their shares in Enterprise Insurance as collateral for a loan. I leave the rest to you. Look for the book.
Papa
Mr. Wabinese, Nipa
something about the indigenous businessman. They care for the indigenous people. Most indigenous business people like this great man sitting here cared for the Ghanaian. And he invested in the Ghanaian.
Ken and Kelly came to you for a loan.
Oh, na anyone I can. Me chantro. And I'll phrase the one because enya no kre. Oh, enya no kre. Na enya me nkwa o say enya me na me malo. Na had a system and a structure and institution here loan nti me staff nyina ya aware. Nti nya say me nkwa na me nko share demo to say kokwo mu ade there be. UT financial service na maker.
The financial minister came for a loan.
No, not on your finance minister.
Okay.
They were building
a man in white.
Obi si be Miss House say.
White.
No, can we in the diaspora get copies on Amazon? Bernardo Nebisa. And go for it here abroad. How do they get copies?
Well, Book Nook, who bring your copy?
Book Nook.
Now Amazon, yeah, share kakra. It's better amazing because one two is castle do.
The businessman.
And Book Nook is a Ghanaian one.
Yeah,
but won't deliver worldwide. Yeah, and one thing is that it's telling me to promote the Ghanaian enterprise. And I printed a book here, even though you say India or China, you get that less than half the price.
Yeah.
So listen, you print to and the quality is good. It's a bit expensive, but the quality is good. Yeah, we chrome. Let it be able to go India and China say for. The man so printers be and the same way, you know, Book Nook is a Ghanaian company that deliver worldwide. So we're trying to push them to build one's own capacity. Yeah.
So you deliberately did it here. Wow. Na akwaya also bet you obi nkwala toisi.
And if you want to know the printer, the GPAC graphic for
graphic printing division. Oh, okay. Wow. Na
Kwame.
But Kofi Amoabeng also mo yebio. Nti obi aba beji bosia. Wakwa kwaji ne ka. Je say also unya kra ne matoys kra.
No, Kwame car no enye ne dia. Because I need malo. Oba car no. O transfer to UTD.
Yeah.
Na it is kind of mount. The car now to me UT car. And the eje na eje car o. Nyo car.
Congratulations to Mr. Amoabeng. This should be a learning curve or reference material for everybody. Tell him I said hello. Philip Ayesu. I am proud to be part of the UT brand. Wow. Hey, Onyana wan kan jim zone UT here, Juma.
Philip Anna. Oh no. Most no handle your marketing for a long time. Okay, a monkey binoa. Gorilla was a monkey be another UT. I didn't know you somebody. Philip na any.
Philip da. Onya was what they are doing.
Gorilla tactics.
Brigadier General Dan Frimpong says Kofi Amoabeng's tribute to the army shaping his life is admirable. Discipline is the watchword. We used to eat fufu at Crab House with him near his office at Arena. He also sponsored MOBA at Disco Fun Games. He told me some time ago at the officers' mess that he always spends his weekend outside of Accra. He plays golf, relaxes, and comes back refreshed. I asked him if he still does that. Eric Amponsabo, tax expert. You still do that?
In fact, any program can come about and so trafficking me by and rubber down crying. And I still do it religiously.
Religiously?
Yep.
Are there any Operation Night Ops?
Night Ops? And we all went to Ntiakano.
Yes.
Now, yeah, rendezvous, our area. To be almost 4 a.m. Near Pina. To be a high Pia. Or say I'm Robert. When I am Robert. One Robert Jessica, I'm Nani about how Robert Jessica. What's the I'm Robert? But a fool, but we understand. Send a year in a million now on Robert Jessica. On my first solution about it.
But you embarrassed people.
But they embarrass and put ourselves and our investors at risk. Any embarrassment, wow, there are a lot of clients. Kwame, ultimately, if you know, I ring Kofi, Mumfa check, remember, I'm here, and we would dash there without even documentation. Because these are the clients that won't do on Huni, and we respect them for it. But one work on ya, as we go on to Anam and Pell on business, and yet developer. Say no action him. I don't gonna be as I said, if you are old man, me who fears, if you bow fear. Me banner only what my pet baby, your tongue Guinness. No, my coach, I'm show gate. So I'm lucky now. Me no 1 2 na so about there you say me mo yenti no na o chepa be ze 12 ma bo be ze 4 5 there me ba say
well boy you need camera. Kwame, this man is a great man, a visionary and a father for all. If you work with him, you'll definitely have a change in life. God bless him, and I wish him well sincerely. Sefa, oh boy, were you too?
Oh yeah. Now when you're a bad one, be a comment, a bad one.
May should be.
So what?
Sasa Simi Misao said, do you think some of your workers might have let you down ethically? Aside, if you like, maybe the Bank of Ghana that could have resourced UT. Do you think some of your own staff and system contributed to Bank Liguya?
And we bank volume 3.
And here volume 3.
Volume 3. Yes, in the main, but certainly the leader must actually lead. This is how I was saying, I let him down. For 2 now, you lead, now you lead us. And so I will discuss it fully, volume 3.
You'll forever be great. My regards to Kofi Amoabeng from Slim, banker economist. And a day and by.
Yeah, Slim, thank you.
Yes. Okay. Dosu Bebre. Do we have copies now? Yeah, there are a few copies in the studio. And right here, Opa Beto, Baku 200 CDs. Kwame, there's a friend of mine who went to collect money from Kofi Amoabeng, and he was Kofi's friend too. Kofi Amoabeng called the guy at 4 a.m. The guy didn't pick up and called him when he woke up. Do you know what Kofi told him? You've taken my money from me to go and work and you are sleeping. Me that I gave you the cash, I'm awake thinking of how to make money. Man, get up and go and work and come and pay.
That's what the man can do. When they like to cry. Come on,
we say the bad one. How many girlfriends does he have? It has nothing to do with the book.
Thank you.
This man is something else.
Papa, if you read the book, call the interview to the military. In his conversation with the people, Grandpa says, "I capture you." Obi said, "Do you have a girlfriend?" And also, they should rephrase the question. The question should be, how many girlfriends do I have?
And Bridget Jogbanuku.
Hey, my presidential candidate.
Yes.
I
She
voted
says,
for her, incidentally.
Oh, you did?
Bridget.
Nice.
Bridget.
I'll say I finished the book in a few days. Vivid and veracious, my review. For someone who grew up in the barracks, when I say now at a point not to military academy or barracks, I'll say his recollection of life in the academy was so vivid and colorful. They say Bridget Patcher say no credit trudu na kai. This one says Kofi Amoabeng the assembly bow. Yo.
I think
Kindly tell my boss Yabuabia Sama that I will be coming from my copy from him. Say Obama Poku say 80. What Kofi, would you recommend military training for all young people in Ghana? That's somebody's question.
We can't afford it. Here say immigration for recruitment in Nipa na sideline where page. I mean, with the state of the economy, we can. But
what about national service for?
It's quite expensive too. I mean, you need a place, barracks, and things for all these people, uniforms, feeding, and all. Ideally, yes. But implementation better.
Ideally, yes, but implementation will be tough. And there's somebody here, an ex-staff of UT. He says, George Essian is my mate at Kwabuche. Kofi Amoabeng was my MD. Great man, full of honesty. A real entrepreneur, down to earth. You won't believe this, but sometimes he ate lunch with us, even as the ordinary staff. Or say, since that one. So far, wow, to bomb no be answer down to bomb be more.
So me yeah to bomb.
Kofi Amoabeng shaped the Susu sector in Ghana. Admirable. This one says, congratulations to Kofi. Ask him if he remembers when he changed his mind from wanting to support me, David Amofa, financially to import Eclipse of the Sun sunglasses. I would have been a millionaire by now. Instead of one container, I only brought in some few hundreds of thousands. Can we scat? Some of the decisions.
Now, Eclipse, their own Akokra Hosanga. Wait there. I did their neighbor.
And then he used to play golf with my former boss, Mr. Brock. We went to visit him once in his office, and his reception was amazing. Extremely pleasant. Well, that is Kofi Amoabeng for you. Senya on your best listening, Maxwell Kofi Juma says, Kofi Amoabeng, my man, his life is simply a bomb. Simple. Let's say where Munu. Right, Iti, let's just recap. The book is here, and hey, how's it? Michael says UT Bank still owes some of us, but he's not talking about it. How come?
If anything, a book 3, but if UT Bank owes you, the government took over the bank and took over all the liabilities. And anybody whose money was at the bank was paid.
Okay.
But then, sure, you can go and see the receiver, that is PwC. And we'll sort it out.
How do you feel about Sadia genuinely?
It's one of the sore points. I think the way the bank went, a lot of people who believed in me and my dream lost monies, and it's not very pleasant, and I have to live with it. The only reason why I can live with it is because we're doing business, and that is how things went. But personally, I feel for some of them, because let's say we had investors, about 15,000 investors.
Wow.
Because it was a publicly listed bank. Shareholders.
Shareholders, yeah.
And the government took over and did not address one situation in the list. If you remember, I mean, this is not in the book, but at least I sent a petition to Parliament. Nothing has happened yet, but I hope, sir, I pray, sir, there could be something to relieve them of their losses.
Chairman General, I don't like reading, but this book, to revive my reading skills, please buy one for me. Kweku Jampo Oduma say, me I should buy one for you. Congratulations, Prince Amoabeng. I've gotten inspired by listening to you, and I'm inspired because you say you don't let the negatives weigh you down because it leads to bitterness. Nana Ikuamo Boateng, Blakuma Central. And then this one says, I just joined your show. What is the book and which site can I get to read on? Emmanuel Nyame in Swam. Well, the book is Kofi Amoabeng's book, The UT Story Humble Beginnings, Volume 1. And you can get it at various bookshops or Book Nook for those of you who like to, play on the internet. I was banking at UT. There's one thing Amoabeng said that I'll never forget. Quote, if you don't have anything to do with the loan, don't go for it. Daniel Ochre in Soutune. You remember saying that to anybody?
That is obvious. And I'm saying, man, a nice advice.
When I saw the book on Saturday at Airport Shell, I thought it was only exorbitant, but I have now come to know how important it is to help me as a young person. God bless him. Nana Kofi Boateng sends that one. Mr. Amoabeng taught me how to work with one of his adverts. I love the man in your studio. I'm sure it's the Johnny Walker advert, Jamenwa. Tell PK he's the man. Great influence on my life. Respect for everyone. His level of discipline is unheard of. It's an honor to know him. Leo in Oyarifa. And then is Amoabeng the same person who taught economics at Accra Academy as a national service person?
That's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Abe Queen Lashibi, he says yes. He taught economics at Accra Academy doing for his national service. From the way you're asking the questions, I suspect this book contains some atomic bombs. Tell my okay, we've seen that already. Say Obama and Pokwasi. Okay. And then kudos to Kofi Amoabeng. Good job he's doing. Great man by all standards. Nana Kwame Opasco from Inswam. Walanyo Inakwetia. Captain Amoabeng is a gem and footprint to some of us. Walanyo says, buy one for us to share. I won't buy one for you to share. Go and get your copy. Kofi, we're talking about your book, a bit your life.
Why me kase? Yeah, I kase Ghana yankinkan. Na yetwa e de akinkan ne beba. Nti e sha se nan sen wo hwe a wo hu se politicians ahia se etwere.
Yeah.
And na ebinum ka hu civil society enso etwere kakra. We die me gidi se pija se de captain atwere sa buku yi. Ebedru number 3 no. Na ebinum so a omobom homodin pa corporate sector Ghana ha etwere a ebibie ani mepie ni so. Ama yakoye nim waka asem bi wa ha emede
yeah
na wasi kasane ye nyina tokoso kasane ti ase wasi nhyehyɛ ɛda hɔ a ɛfa adwuma no ho no ɛyɛ ne sɛ ɔno ɛne aban na anya na kyerɛ sɛ akɔbɔne na mmom no ɛyɛ mmara nhyehyɛ ɛda hɔ na aban no gyina so ɛhwɛ kwan a ɔbɛfa so a ɔbɛsiesie no ho nti yɛnte aseɛ sɛ adwuma a yɛyɛ no sɛbi yɛwɔ regulators ɛne yɛwɔ business people ɛwɔ sɛ regulators na ɔmo bi ɔmo nsɛm na private sector foɔ no ɛtumi ɛkɔ ɔmo anim ɔmo kɔ ɔmo anim a employment sɛm no ne adeade na ɛso bɛte kakra ɛho hia paa ɛfi sɛ adwuma a ɔyɛɛ no ɔfa nipa wɔ adwuma mu ɛna ɔsan ɔmo bɛgye ne hɔ bosia no ne adeade na ɔsan bɔ ɔmo na ɔmo so fa nipa pii a ɔmo nso mmaa enwuma ɛbaeɛ ɛno nti megye sɛ ɛdɔm ne pii wɔ hɔ a obi wɔ hɔ a n'adwuma nsɛ yɛ wɔte adwuma no mu a wɔreyɛ kɔ n'anim so yɛnte ne nka yɛnim deɛ wɔreyɛ a wɔde sakyera yɛ man nhyehyɛeɛ ɛfa adwuma sɛm nom ne
so people should write
ɔmo ntwerɛ na nneɛma ani na hɔ ne yɛnhu sɛ ɛno na ɛbɛboa yɛn private sector ɛna ɛbɛboa yɛn ɛna Ghanafoɔ yɛka sɛ mehwɛ graphic mu sɛsi a 4th Ghana Business Awards a Father Dixon ɛnyɛ abie Ghanaian companies should be there at the very top. I say, and never boy. Now, yɛkenkan a wɔbɛda nyima pii said the regulator subai ACTA ɛda ne dia ɛbɛboa yɛn ɔmo so bɛpagya ɔmo mu ahu sɛ
Mami ntwa no na mesambra. As far as Mr. Amoabeng is concerned, I have one regret. I personally saw signs of distress, especially with expenditure management. I walked up to him. I didn't know him from Adam, he neither. But he received me politely, listened, and once he was convinced, he accepted and wanted the problem fixed. My only regret is that I didn't go back to him to let him know, but I genuinely believe that his people let him down. Extend my sincere apologies and best wishes. Kobina sends this. He believes your people let you down. How about you?
Okay, that's his position. And he said he saw certain things and he didn't come back, but a book 3.
Yes. Yes.
Openika baby earlier that I'm marvel there. Minya goosebumps all over.
Leslie, remember Leslie from Zurich sends her regards.
Wow.
Also special greetings to you, Kofi. Yeah, so yes,
Grandpapa.
yeah.
There is nobody that can do for Ghanaians outside of Ghanaians. Also, Buki, he could have chosen to go and print it in China or India for far cheaper.
Yeah.
He thought about employment in Ghana and giving Ghanaian people opportunity to expand, to make money, to circulate our resources here in Ghana. Grandpa, that type of mindset, is what has defined this man. Because you see, many people can just go into buy and sell, and forget about building the economy and expanding the economy. But when real people build businesses in Ghana, employing Ghanaians, as difficult as it is, and then they put their minds and their energy to try and do a made for Ghana fit situation. Grandpapa, we can't do away with such heroes in our society. And I think it's about time. As Ocho Buki, he says, university students now, they up and coming people to be motivated and guided and know they realizing on that easy and that simple for them to be able to grow. I think profound. Now, Grandpapa, this book and this man and people such as with such thinking, entrepreneurs who want to get Ghana to go, there's nobody that can build Ghana for us outside of Ghanaians, and that we need to find ways. How can there not be shortcoming in businesses? But we must look at how we support, not how we tear down. Because other countries with challenges with other businesses, they have looked at how they support and how they make it better. Not our knee-jerk reaction of how we always want to tear down our own who have the vision to try and help. Because it is always those who try to help that get themselves in trouble like this man. Had he thought about not helping, had he not opened so many branches to get people employed, if he had just concentrated on himself and his stomach and his people and his family, called small family, and he wouldn't be where he is. It's when you open up, you expand, you try to help, and then the challenges of businesses, you are open. You are the mercy of some of our people who go in there and do their things. But at the same time, you are still pushing. You are still pushing to make it right. So in the development of the business, if you truncate the person's desire to push and make it right over a period of time, and it is truncated, that's where we have a problem as a people. And that's why over the past, when you study big businesses in Ghana, Grandpapa, they don't last. They don't last because we go after our own. But the multinationals, we give them passes and they do what they want and go ahead. But the indigenous people, we don't support. And that is the fundamental problem, said great men. So you got rid of Nkrumah for milk. You got rid of for Marcus Garvey for rice. And you are getting rid of some of our great heroes and heroes who are here in this country with us, trying to build, to circulate the funding that is here.
Let me come back to him.
This man is a great man that should be celebrated Kofi, along with his life.
Obviously, I'm learning a lot as an entrepreneur. I'll get a copy to read. I'd like to ask Kofi a few questions. What will be his answers to folks who say he's been a failure because he crashed a bank? Also, given another opportunity, will he venture into the financial sector? And what would he do differently? I hope the book captures all these. That said, I've heard a lot about him, and I must say he's very daring. Echo Brand sensed that one. Would you?
One answer. One day I won't feel it. So I did, with all good intentions, at the peak of UT group, we were employing directly over 2,500 people.
Over 2,500.
Yeah. And I will just give him a quotation. Quotation that what I said during the Johnny Walker thing, that in life, I've learned that it is important to step forward. My business would not exist today if I had not. At the time it was existing. I had nothing but the clothes on my back and one pair of shoes. People said, you will trip and fall. And I replied, I would rather step forward and fail than live with the failure of standing still. In the journey of life, you'll be defined by the amount of times you move forward along the way. Keep walking.
In the journey of life, you'll be defined by the amount of times.
Amount of times you move forward.
You move forward.
Along the way.
Just keep walking. Interesting. Keep walking. I saw the qualities of the man I wanted to marry in Kofi Amoabeng when he taught me accounting at the Securities Exchange.
Wow.
Kwame, I tried to catch his eye, but he never noticed me.
But you see, no, not daring. Can I step forward?
Because he says you are not daring. You should have stepped forward. But I should try you. But no. I said accounting.
Let me just say this too, which is in the book, Acknowledgements After Acknowledgements. It says by Bob Bertie, it says, nothing splendid has ever been achieved except by those who dared believe that something inside of them was superior to circumstance. You need to change the situation. You can't be here and most times obiawo ne call and yes also for say call ne irritate you na oda wonder no and no call. Do something about it.
Yeah.
Don't just say na emplain na you say a how party. That is your call. Do something about it.
Do something about it. Some more. Why be any comments again? If
private sector is an icon of the private sector. Me say private sector na ye dachi. Ye di ya nanti hwa de bia ye bodi nso ye ntina sensisi enhu kwan yankasa nkasa ye be hu nipa na so mo nsa ni a hye mo ma no so timi aso ye yonko nsa. Je mu sa si ebie mu se ya ye nhihye ye di private sector ne be ba din kakra say obey nhyehyɛ tetrete na obi antu ani okan if people don't step forward a bad thing say ebenya private sector no ne akoye no enso ngrofo ho mo bom ho modern pa
yeah
ndi akoye regulators any kwan ye be fa so e be hu say asomasi adwuma so ani ene wa fa nipa du ewa adwuma si eboa no obetumi fa nipa aduasa aka ho na ya hye da atwe na ba ne aboa no kwame enra
Empacho, former president of the Ghana Bar Association, Tony Forson. I just stopped at Airport Shell to buy a copy. I'm still at the filling station reading. I am at page 50.
Already.
I just enjoyed the W.O. Jimfi story. Lawyer 24 said, You see, I told you the book is unputdownable. That can be
Inti, baby, I drew ya. And ne, you see, you reverse taxes. I will never be a crowd near to take taxes, so benchmark values. Now, if you list na my reho, you cleanse you. Ghana, you cleanse you. Listen away. A bit me, I should be awful. Jerry, listen. There were people. Kwame, show a graphic.
Yeah.
Oh, and dear ma, ye cranwa, ye nearberry. Ye be your hands, yen soya siniwaha, ni pijamuha, ni ekra. Emma, dear wahano breno. Kwame, I see me any brie. I don't need the classic. I walk factories were high. Yes, can I bit me a more my ya? This can be shame me a dear when you miss him more my ya, broso. I mean, you at me, I call Amanoni. A Diani, I would wire. Na yen ye Diani no, ye jano, Emma a sequa. Ye crack tomato paste. Na ya dot tomatoes near mana sequa. Oh, and Captain near Maoyan. Made a mean, Miss 21 kai. Na me papa na me papa can investors no
sir
I obi osufu frodo okay osu office no was an upskill one that was the second officer that upskill oh upskill glass doors near the ade oh na me ol my shares kakra there was also a person die bi ho ene manti me kona na shares no he was insistent say inja ewu na ebepeja na sabre no we no private o trade shares near there they will come be na stock exchange na peja o for NTS ni graduation e free UT eco savings loans eco bank no then a processor he was also fostering it in the larger society me can say private sector penso na yadru we are what true no me hwe second and third na nimman en Kenya ye nyina ne ni sa ankomo na bontin ye regulator suban e kwan ye fa so aye yankasa so ye entrepreneurs ni suban sa ayi na ye ne say o bia na bibi e koso na nya na say koso na ya gisa wo political support ni ade ade ye nyi free ho you say business is business for all of us. Na ye boa private sector and fa honi political colors. Sa private sector so betimi de adwuma aba. So betimi asachira e kwan ye niam wo Ghana ha. So betimi anya niam bi ni edi ni wo Ghana ha. Aso ani ni emfa dollar nkiti na ye nya no e ankokra. Na wo si so no. Dollar koko ya gold ya. Profits kakra public sector business export tunya. And remittances 4 pay. And so one ye nyina ye kwosire bi de akokra fruit juice. And so ye do anka wa ha. And we bi ne ye ko esire de akokra broni wahu. Entimi nya ntoma wa ha. And we bi ne esire akokra de akokra spaghetti. And so body ani bayre wa ha menkani apim ni nyina wa ha. Ye say ya ye ntimi nhwe so. So enti private sector ade na de bia ye body e wosi timi ma ye ni bere ni hu se e yade wosi e hye sem e hu se nipa ba ko we ogina wo nie ni din
Obi Ebisame, what is the title of the book so I can buy from Airport Shell?
The UT story.
It is simply The UT Story, Volume 1, Humble Beginnings. You'd see a photograph of Kofi Amoabeng, half military, half corporate, attired right there on the front page.
Sir, and it's what when it was sheer that lack of fearlessness, no, Captain, I show no. I was say other private sector players, Mupie, Namukasana Kenya, buy. Now buy no monanti. Near to me, Peja investments, private sector investments. You Peja the year, I never boy. Obian will be free bridge, never my Busia, me a quine, Busia me see, yada, public buildings, and to me, Tonko, so sa, bedroom baby, no, you see, Tiabosianica, sa near man, $1 and tre, I been yes, Kadia, Bosiano. I was here, see a share. Na African free trade bay, and Ukraina, I don't yet. Ah, then you don't chiniwa. Na ya crunching free Brazil, Nigeria crunching free Brazil, oil.
Rexford Amoabeng says, ask Kofi Amoabeng if he remembers someone telling him he might have been rich by buying a BMW. He was at the time the manager of Dankwa Circle Total Filling Station, and I was working with margins. My name is Rexford Amoabeng. Interact with him and you see how down to earth he is. I was really sad when I saw a pickup truck carrying away one of the UT signboards in Kumasi. Well, anybody who's interacted with Kofi Amoabeng will tell you he's a very easygoing person. But
corporate collapse. And what
can I get the book online? Booknook, yes. Dennis, go to booknookstore.com. You'll find the book online. Booknook.com. You find the book online, and you might be able to enjoy it just as most of us have. Kofi, mpacho yepong.
Mami fa masemba wiye. 1D1F say almost aban no enhihye ode mom that is said the ma in financial companies ne pepepe. Almost your mom tax rebates, your mom tax holidays, your mom conditions ebebo mom pija from parliament. It said the edema abroad full companies na ibu omo broso no nti and also my wine if you say the key area agro processing, agro industry get me pija agro processing agro industry ye be ko ye nimpa ye sika kese pa ye boka pa ye de creduane ye de crensuo o se dan ni na e ba Ghana na etimi yes anema e wo Ghana ni etimi di biko intra-Africa, other African countries who need it as much as we do. Our free, and he said, "BBL, you need to say any about from a Now, after says we must trade within Africa."
List of books outstanding from 1 Kwekubako 2 Kwame Sefakai. If you like making a read up, Nana Fredia, your face what? I knew somebody like you would come up with something like this. And then Kwame, they can also call Nana Are Damoa or Booknook. Your friend Nana Are Damoa or may I be deliver. Mede number today, you can bend his line. This is his number 026 or 0364 339 066. So take this number now, 0264 339 066. Bend his line till he drops you a copy. Mr. Amoabeng, any other comments? Sorry, sir.
Well, Kwame, some can say the prime objective is to touch entrepreneurs and those who are doing business and so on and so forth. In the book, before printing, we took it to these people. I want to say a big thank you to the Vice Chancellor UPSA, Professor Abednego Amate.
Okay.
To Justice Bauli, who is the Dean of Business School.
University of Ghana Business School.
Ghana. Prof. John Gatsi, Dean of School of Business, University of Cape Coast. Patrick Awua Ashasi, Professor Boso, Dean of Business School, Ken USC. So, Kofi and I input and make comments about the book because it has to be readable, it has to also be like a textbook, and that's what we try to do. Finally, dedications, I want to repeat the dedications that I'm here for on the third page of the book. First to my children, because because and I'm sure say, they will fail to say, And then also
baby, a friend Bianca.
Your baby friend Bianca.
Yes, so I've been brutal.
Extremely brilliant, yeah.
Obi sending me that he has a daughter called Bianca. She's very smart.
Yeah, she's now in Columbia University.
Okay.
Final year. Then I also want to dedicate to investors who believe in a dream. Some of them probably they stay too long. Probably they've lost some money, and my prayers go for them. And to my team, the UT team was so special. We loved ourselves. We cared for ourselves. There was a lot of trust from the beginning, especially book one. We had a very, very tight, dedicated team. We went on operations together. We ate together. We did everything together, and that's how come the UT story was built. And one person that I want to remember posthumously is Major Nyen. Oh no, so you'll be toy. We and there. We did for us. What you car, you secretary car. Now make a chance so secretary car and major farmer now say the battle across the bar major. And then of course I have to mention my partner because we didn't start all these things. Yeah. And then especially the Ghanaian youth, particularly those in tertiary schools preparing to enter the business world. I dedicate this book to them, and I hope they will read and learn the lessons and build companies that will be resilient and that will help, as Honorable is saying, build companies and show up the foreign reserves and everything to save this country from total dependence on foreign companies and foreign debt. And dedication is, so many joy in the show. And also, the dedication is to also a lovely wife.
I met her that day.
Dorinda and the adorable daughters, Nanesi and Ohima and Emripa.
Fantastic. Saddam Insane says, I approached Mr. Amoabeng with a friend of mine called Kwekuochri. We needed a loan to buy my first car, which was a Peugeot, and an Ekani Peugeot. Kofi Amoabeng looked at me and nicely told me I was too young to be paying interest on a loan for a car, so he would not approve the loan. This was when his office was in Accra behind Liberty House. You did that to some people?
Oh, yeah.
Are they?
Obana said, "Now na me ton, kwa na me ton me X5." Nah. Young man be also more bank or buy, and he offered the price and measure. Me hear them say, "Where you more? Also more bank." Now say, "Now about X5. What if I? Also the 38." Now me ton ma. Oh, bokro no jai.
Hey.
Because bank staff would mean to X5 and maintain. Something is wrong somewhere. Man, I sold it for less.
Really?
Yeah. To be a nipa bi one man a dam kakra bi o say. Now I thought you do pay X5 more try. Now this 60 I try the way.
So open in them.
Yo, any open time you me ha.
Oh, I will talk obi abaso obabeto no.
Rabi, me mount up. I mind this my advice, especially when you are younger. Say, line announcement yet. And a lot of people came for loan, me mount. Yes, I want to mean to you, but wow. You know.
And now, maybe you say, Babu, me, oh, now say,
Come, Sabta Friday, Biana, Uji Mika. So because you say.
Also, I tell you, so you're too young to buy, take a car and buy.
Uji loan their car. They thought taxi or truck be cried and met us. Now the top is you at them with their or convincing me say we drew.
Wow.
You know, incidentally, I go for office say, "Oh, banner, why man alone? Now man alone went to be here. Now for why Jenny than why Jenny car? There be. You have to convince me or the team say who deserves our loan and that you can pay. And we even sit down with you and tell you how the loan should be structured and how your revenues can cover the loan. Even worse, we had a ratio called interest coverage ratio. Interest coverage ratio, if you profit over the business, interest will charge you over the time a loan will. If you are not earning interest, will profit 2 times the interest rate.
Great.
And your first work of our business. Now, I made this kind in every. So, evaluate business in area. Then you work out the interest coverage ratio. If it's not more than 2 times the interest, ma'am.
Wow.
But people sit down and say, now go now I'm alone now. I say me sound cry here. Drones be I want to mean to ya.
Hey, Drew.
I say me call India. And I call dear Drew. And I say it's kind of wow, kind of for ya, Junior. It is a baby.
Wow, I'm alone. What's up?
I was not quite a Drew and a bear. I would be to what on home.
But Kofi, now you're ruthless.
No.
Now it's more ding. If I send you, would you be a Jibusia?
More in the interest of me investors. Because one man, yes, I go for Sika. Obi in the lifetime service are bro. Now they are calling a Timomre. Hey, now me cross my knee on the bread, me want you me on the bread, man. Now I be Jedi. Now me could ya. Come on, you found baby, and you send you. So, kind of 4%. Your tea says, you know, it's a new Trimodine. It's a matter of being disciplined and keeping the trust that people have placed in you. And I was putting my life down for those investors. And I don't see anything wrong with it. You know?
Some said you know too much.
Well, no, so a week inside I found so.
And you just
what's the Ghana? I can't so big, yeah. Not for me, Shani Pakuni, because me say, oh yeah.
Ghana for so being
I can't so big, yeah. Me too much, not for me, Ben Pakako, and invariably, no, it's because one to me take advantage of the person.
I took a loan and secured with my car. During one default, the loan officers called me that they will storm my wedding when they saw the banner. Kwame, I moved there straight after the engagement to talk to them. Finally, I repaid, but I went for a BMW. Well, the interior was bad because they left it in the sun. I wanted to sue them, Nano will sue in our There are lots of others that say you're a nice man, they'd like to meet you. UT Bank started well, ended poorly. What motivated him to write the book? Okay, Ernest, we've discussed that already. Okay, say na opese okane story na amount for faye esuade. Intino anya say bia or true book no say or the hwa no ho anaso or the bibi na mum ne ono wa fam ana opese or the if Kofi Amoabeng is as honest as people are making us believe, what is his business in court? What precipitated the closing and freezing of the bank's assets? Is it not true thousands of his clients were not getting their monies from his bank? What happened to people's monies? Francis Brakwa in Kumasi. Kofi, you care to answer that?
It's in the third book, but it's not as if say it's not as if say if I scan it here.
Yeah.
But there were defaults in payment, and therefore we had a lot of non-performing loans. But it's up to the judge, the institutions, the government, and the institution to decide what to do. And one thing I always say, and I say, even though I go to court and I'm being investigated, it's the right thing. Because if you had an institution, the institution goes down, and the taxpayers are picking up the bill, the government must actually investigate to see, who did Sikano, what do you call, willfully, and now say, generally be now here. So the government must investigate you. I agree with that completely. Only the court process is a bit slow, but you have to endure it. So eventually, whether I'm guilty or not will come out.
Does it scare you?
So say,
does it scare you?
No. The beyond scare me cry. But making sure say I'm court area more.
Let me cry me through. Let me cry me through. Very nice interview with my man Amoabeng. Great human being. If you don't know him personally, you would not understand his principles and discipline. Yeah, Aisha, I know. Kofi Amoabeng qualifies to be a special prosecutor if he was a lawyer. I wish him well. And that is Jarvis.
I come in jail go for you. One mama quick legal is saying you know yeah conform mama.
Hey, Calvin papa.
Oh yeah. But system it frustrate you because
yeah.
So it's got a process, you know. Could have been going to mean change, you know.
Iron Man. Well, he's answered that one already about why his business collapsed, and also is in court. Until I say, let's let the courts decide.
Everybody comes for that.
Tell Kofi Amoabeng that there's this adage which says, quote, "The dignity of the man and his legitimate aspirations is not known until his absence is felt." Abraham Lincoln. Okay, thank you. Did Kofi Amoabeng overtrade at some point? Did the expansion cause his collapse?
Book 3.
Book 3. It's all in there. Kofi Amoabeng, that's it.
Papa.
That's it for sharing time.
Fun. It's been humbling with all the comments and the contributions by panel crowd, and sometimes you even feel you need people to support for you to believe in yourself. We all make mistakes. We take decisions and we have to be responsible for it. I have no regrets what I did. Of course, I have lots and lots of knowledge and expertise through all that. And I mean to part it to the younger generation, those who want to listen. And not only that, I don't think I'm even finished when it comes to business. But I'm not in a rush to prove anything. I thank God that I'm in good health and He's taking me through all this. My life has been useful to a lot of people, and I'll keep on being available to those who want to see me and to tap into the knowledge that I have.
Lessons learned and all that to share. Everybody calls him PK. He doesn't mind if you call him PK too. Why are you so down to earth? I know it's a silly question. I don't know how to say.
I think we think too highly of ourselves. The one thing is that we tend to be too materialistic too. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
I always have one shoe. I always have one watch. I don't go to chair me. I always have one car I drive myself.
Still.
And I'm happy and healthy. So you ask yourself, why don't you share? Why don't you put it in things that will benefit other people? When it comes to politicians, oh yes, you can or brag and brave, but don't let's go there. Sorry.
Why you're so very down to earth? Maybe there's something that because I remember even when you were MD of the bank. You could call number bank.
Kwame, I love people. Now, something. I was just reflecting. Say, oh, crowd be said, oh, quite Juma. I just say, oh, called Joe Wama. A Juma. So when you say something, quite Juma, just say, oh, called Joe Wama or Mano, Manipa. And you should make yourself available. I don't even see any CEO of the level that I reached at. The phone number, waiting at display. No one in Ghana. Ujin number no crano. The secretary can say, "Hey, you ain't my name and Jaumo number." Or give me number no casa, and Kwasama got you said, "Me need time for you," but you probably genuinely need help. I don't see why we can't love ourselves and be available for each other. And I wasn't raised like that, and I don't believe that's the way to live with people. So I am down to earth, but I also know when to say, oh, can't
that part of you that people are afraid of. I think that sometimes it makes you a rude person.
Rude by the estimation, but one inconsiderate.
Prince Kofi will be my guest. Inconsiderate. After that, you're not secure. Yes, Tati, we're just talking about his book. We spent more than 1 hour sitting in the studio and it's daft.
We're having fun.
We're having a good time. We're hanging out with Kofi Amoabeng. Kofi Midasibium. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your time.
Yes, that's it. For sharing the studio with us.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. So you can pass by Airport Shell if you like. You can call Book Nook Store. You can go online. Prince Kofi Amoabeng's first book, The UT Story Volume 1, Humble Beginnings, is here. And so you can go to Airport Shell, Kingdom Books on Legon campus, EPP, Osu Total Filling Station, Bachona Total, online Book Nook Store. You can also call 0244 626746. 0244 626746. Right. Great stuff. Osiyan Fanda Siema, Patrick Ewa of Ashesi University, Professor Abednego Kumati, my man at UPSA, Professor Justice Baule, the Dean of the University of Ghana Business School, Professor John Gachi, Dean of the School of Business, University of Cape Coast, Professor Bosso, who's the Dean Business School here in UST, and of course Dr. Charles Asante, Kofi Amoabeng said, Yenda Munina Ase Manom, Ewo, Ejuma, Maye, Edi Abuano. We did a Kofi Amoabeng Kokroko morning. Have a beautiful day. Wabi, me that's it. And Nana Ofuriosu, interestingly, we came here to say we were discussing our issues. So I had BC, I had Catholic bishops, but it's been a Kofi Amoabeng morning.
Oh, the Mamin Krameba.
Oh, Krauba.
I'm a member of Basuna, Yemina Empire, and Co. The near better watch on the first BC.
And that's one thing.
I don't pay. Omugina 500 or 571,000 odd. Our good wishes.
Our very best wishes to all of us.
Exam.
Oh, really?
Peace FM.
Time check. It's about 18 minutes to the top of the hour. Peace 104.3. We're wrapping up this morning's edition. Still doing the mighty spiral this morning. Happy birthday to you, Kenneth Saffo of Royal Dutch. Is it Royal Dutch Pharmaceuticals? You're the CEO from Regina to you, Regina and Kobia Ado. Christmas is on us very soon. It says happy birthday to you, Anne-Marie Dumanu. Have a blessed birthday, Anne-Marie Dumanu. Jingle. Let's go. Mighty Sparrow, Caribbean style Christmas, jingle bells and things.
Peace FM.
Christmas bells are ringing. Ding dong, ding dong. Christmas bells are ringing. Ding dong. Ding. Yep.
This is Caribbean Vibes.
Time to go. I'm mad. Matthew McQuame, good morning. Brigitte Jogbanuku, much love. Thank you for passing through this morning. Mighty Separo. Hello, Christmas here. Once again, happy birthday, Anne-Marie Dumanu. Enjoy. And it says, Madam Margaret Padmore Passa. Happy birthday to you, Madam Margaret Padmore Passa. Warm regards from your dear husband, Mr. Passa, and all your children and grandchildren loving you forever.
Home, sweet home.
I'm watching in Parliament. Thank you. I'm watching in Parliament. Have a beautiful day too. Checking out on this morning's edition. Back again tomorrow morning. Kofi Kumbilson is next on your radio. The next news broadcast is at 12. May your day be blessed. Remember to keep your dreams and hopes alive. And yes, indeed, my prayer for you remains in the book of Numbers in the Bible, Numbers 6:24-26. I pray that for you all the time. There's a tough word out there. but still we rise. And so when you stop to say a prayer, remember to say one for me too. Merry Christmas in advance. God bless. Good morning.
Peace FM. If my daddy had always said last night.
This is Caribbean.